Have you ever noticed the small things we often overlook? Sometimes they carry the most profound, heart-wrenching stories. What would you do if you discovered that someone you see every day was quietly, invisibly suffering? Today, let me tell you about one such discovery, a story that began in the quiet corners of Miss Thompson's classroom, an ordinary place with ordinary routines that suddenly took on extraordinary meaning. It all started on a regular school day. Miss Thompson, a compassionate and observant teacher, was going about her day, handing out assignments, as her students eagerly waited for lunchtime, their favorite part of the day. The buzz in the room was contagious as everyone chatted excitedly, but Miss Thompson's gaze landed on a small figure sitting quietly at her desk, a girl named Emma. She was new to the school, a bit shy, and preferred her own company. But that wasn't what struck Miss Thompson. It was that, unlike the other kids, Emma never looked forward to lunch. In fact, she hardly ever left her seat. At first, Miss Thompson brushed it off, assuming Emma just preferred solitude. But over the following days, she began to see a pattern. Every day, as her classmates rushed out for lunch, Emma remained seated, head down, focused on anything but food. Miss Thompson noticed Emma never had a lunchbox, never joined her friends in the cafeteria, and never seemed to be eating at all. Curious and a bit concerned, Miss Thompson began to feel that something was wrong. She wondered if maybe Emma was just shy or perhaps preferred to eat at a different time. But day after day, the same scene repeated, and as Emma's teacher, Miss Thompson knew she needed to understand more. One afternoon, Miss Thompson decided to speak with Emma privately. As the other kids left the classroom, she approached Emma, her voice soft and gentle, not wanting to startle her. "Emma," she began, "do you ever eat lunch?" The question was met with a heavy silence. Emma looked away, fidgeting with her hands as though she wanted to disappear. After a long pause, she finally whispered, I don't have any lunch, Miss Thompson." The weight of that simple statement hit Miss Thompson hard. She learned that Emma's family had fallen on tough times. Both her parents had recently lost their jobs, and with bills piling up, they could barely afford food at home, let alone lunch for school. For Emma, lunch had become a luxury, something she knew she couldn't ask for. Miss Thompson felt a deep ache in her heart. It was a stark reminder of how invisible some struggles can be, and how easy it is to miss them if we're not paying close attention. But Miss Thompson was determined to help Emma, without drawing attention to her or embarrassing her. So, she devised a quiet plan to make sure Emma could have something to eat without feeling singled out. The very next day, Miss Thompson announced to the class a new idea, a classroom snack stash. She presented it as something for everyone, an open invitation to grab a snack whenever anyone felt hungry, no questions asked. Miss Thompson stocked the stash with a variety of healthy options and made sure it was always full. She noticed that Emma slowly began to relax around lunchtime, helping herself to snacks just like her classmates. Little by little, she started joining them in the cafeteria, even making a few new friends. But Miss Thompson knew that snacks alone weren't enough to solve the larger problem. So, after some thought, she reached out to the local community, careful to keep Emma's identity private. She shared that there were students in need, families who could use a little extra help. To her amazement, the community responded. Donations poured in, parents organized food drives, filling boxes with essentials. Soon, the support grew beyond what she could have imagined, and it wasn't just Emma's family benefiting anymore. Other families in need were included as well. One day, as the class was preparing to leave, Emma lingered behind. She walked up to Miss Thompson, her eyes full of gratitude. In a small voice, she said, "Thank you, Miss Thompson, for caring." Those few words carried a world of meaning. To Miss Thompson, they were everything. From that moment on, Miss Thompson made it her mission to notice the small things. She knew that everyone carries their own story, often buried beneath the surface, and sometimes that story only needs one person to listen, to care, to make a difference. Emma flourished, finding strength in the kindness around her. And Miss Thompson's compassion spread beyond the classroom walls, lighting a spark of empathy within the community. This one small act created ripples of change, proving that sometimes noticing the quietest voices can have the most profound impact. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.